What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to HockeyStickTalkNation with your host, me, Dan. And this video is out this Friday, no live for this Friday and the next Friday. I'm away at a hockey tournament, so wish us luck. But first, before we start the video, this is just a trade deadline recap. Wanted to do a recap of my thoughts on all the trades that happened in the NHL. And I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone. We hit over 300 subs. We were at 302. Couldn't done this all without you guys. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate all of you. And with that being said, stay tuned because there is something in the works coming up, as you heard from the last live with me and Kai. So stay tuned to that, and you never know, something big could be coming up. But yeah, so let's dive right in. Talk a little bit about all the trades that happened at deadline and some of the ones that were good but didn't get the spotlight they deserve. So we're going to dive right in. This might be a little bit of a longer video, but I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and comment. I love getting the comments. So first off, there was 24 trades made involving 47 players prior to the 3 p.m. trade deadline. So that is huge. This has probably been one of the biggest trade deadlines so far, and a lot of big names being moved. So first off, no particular order here. We have Boston traded Charlie Coyle and its 5th round pick in 2026 to Colorado for Casey Middlestat, William Zellers, and a conditional 2nd round pick in 2025. So what this is to all the Boston fans, Boston's starting to either retool or rebuild by the looks of it. Charlie Coyle's been there forever. It's going to be great to see him go to the Avalanche and win another cup there, because that's what the Avalanche are doing. They're tooling to win another cup. And it's going to be good for Casey Middlestat to go to Boston. He's going to get a lot more playing time and top 6 minutes there too. And I think it could really help him develop to be that much more better, or much more of a better player as well also. Next, we have another trade by Boston. They traded center Mark McLaughlin to New Jersey for Daniel Misiul. Just a couple AHL players switching places. Misiul you might see up with Boston. Maybe he's a defenseman, so you could see him up there. Or you could get some time to see what they have in that player as well. Then another trade by Boston. They traded Brendan Carlo to Toronto for Fraser Mitten, Philadelphia's 4th round pick in 2025, previously acquired by Toronto, and Toronto's 1st round pick in 2026 with conditional. So that's huge for both teams, really. So Toronto gets a solid defender in Carlo that's going to help steady that blue line if they take a run. And Fraser Mitten, who was highly touted prospect for Toronto, is going to Boston, where he's going to get a lot more playing time, and we'll get to see this player really develop there. So Boston, I think, might have won this trade here with Toronto, as much as the Toronto fans don't want to hear it, but I think Boston has won that trade there. And then we got the huge one out of Boston, which surprised me. They probably should have got a lot more back from this, but I don't know. Brad Marchand trade to Florida for a conditional 2nd round pick in the 2020 NHL draft. They probably could have got a prospect back with this one, but yeah, I don't know. I know Brad Marchand's on his last year of his deal, so that might have been in there as well. But yeah, this one's curious to me to see what goes on, and if Marchand resigns in Florida. So that'll be another big thing too. Florida just powerhouses now, especially with Marchand, and you're going to see a line with Marchand, Bennett, and Tkachuk. Like, look out, NHL, you're in trouble. Next, we got Buffalo traded Henry Yokoharu to Boston for Edmonton's 4th round pick in the 2026 draft, previously acquired by Boston. Henry Yokoharu is a solid defenseman, and it's going to be wonders in Boston, I think. So keep your eye open on that trade. That was one under the radar that I think is going to be really good. Next, we have Buffalo traded Dylan Cousins, Dennis Gilbert, and a 2nd round pick in 2026 to Ottawa for center Josh Norris, Jacob Bernard Docker. This is a huge trade for both ends of this deal. Center's got another gritty goal scorer in Dylan Cousins, who I think is going to excel in Ottawa. Ottawa's going to look good for years to come. And then Buffalo now got a pure goal scorer in Josh Norris, so you're going to see a lot of Darlene to Norris for the one-timer. And I think Buffalo got a steal in Jacob Bernard Docker. I think he's going to, if Buffalo plays him, he's going to be a wonderful defenseman for them. So yeah, definitely win-win for both teams there. Then we have Buffalo traded right winger Nicholas Kubel to the Rangers for Eric Brandstrom. Just a couple little minor league deals there. Rangers. Kubel, he's a solid player, nothing more than a 4th liner AHL. Brandstrom, he wasn't going to stick around with the Rangers anyway. They were going to get rid of him eventually, so good deal there. Then we got the one that shocked the world, and that's Carolina trade Mikko Rantanen to Dallas for Logan Stankoven, 1st round pick in 2026, 3rd round pick in 2026, and a 2027 1st round pick in 2028 conditional. So whichever was the higher, the 2008 is going to be Carolina's pick. But huge deal. Rantanen over there now with Jason Robinson, Wyatt Johnson, Miro Heiskanen. The list goes on and on. Dallas is looking like a mean team, and I would not want to play them in the playoffs. But on the other hand, Carolina got a huge huge deal back. Logan Stankoven's going to just be wonders in Rob Brandamore's system. And they have some picks there that they can either keep, move to get some other players. It's going to be interesting to see what Carolina does, but Carolina got a huge player in Logan Stankoven, and Rob Brandamore is going to love that kid. Then we have Chicago traded Peter Mrazek and center Craig Smith to Detroit for Joey Veleno. That is, Detroit's trying to find a goalie there, really. They need a goalie. Mrazek could do wonders in Detroit. You'll have the defenseman. And Joey Veleno is going to be huge for the Blackhawks because he's a goal scorer and they need someone there right now. Yeah, they need something to try and turn that franchise around because Bedard isn't. But next we got Minnesota traded Reese Johnson to Toronto for future considerations. And that was like right at the deadline. So that was the last deal of the deadline. So huge for Toronto. They got Reese Johnson, another big body 4th liner who loves to hit. So that'll be good for them. Nashville traded Mark Jankowski to Carolina for Carolina's 5th round pick. Another depth center going to Carolina. So Carolina must think they need a couple more centers there to kind of solidify that bottom 6. So that'll be good. Then we have New Jersey traded Chase Stillman, Max Graham, and his 3rd round pick in 2027 to Pittsburgh for Cody Glass and Jonathan Gruden. This was a good deal for Pittsburgh. They cleared up some cap room there with Cody Glass, who hasn't been really performing there. Jonathan Gruden, it's going to be nothing but a 4th liner, 3rd liner guy, grinder. But they got Chase Stillman back and Max Graham, two really highly touted prospects. So, and they also got a 3rd round pick out of it. So Pittsburgh did pretty good there in that deadline deal right there. Then Ottawa traded Zach Ospechek and Noah Gregor and a 2nd round pick in 2025 to San Jose for Fabian Zetterlund, Tristan Robbins, and 4th round. So Ottawa just getting more talented with the trade deadline. A couple of really good players there coming back from San Jose, and Zach Ospechek, a really good player going to San Jose, who's going to get a lot more playing time there as well. Noah Gregor, he'll round out that bottom 6 too, so good for them. Then Philly traded Andrei Kuzmenko and a 7th round pick in 2025 to the Kings for a 3rd round pick in 2027. I think Kuzmenko's going to do good in Los Angeles. I don't think he was the right fit for Philadelphia, but I think in Los Angeles you're going to see him turn back into the player he used to be. Then another trade, we got Scott Lofton out of Philly and its 4th round pick in 2025 and a 6th round pick in 2027 to Toronto for Nikita Guprkin and a conditional 1st round pick in 2027. So Toronto now has their top 6 pretty much solidified with Scott Lofton there, who can also play 3rd line center if they need him to. So good on Toronto for picking him up. Nikita Guprkin, going to be a solid player too, so Philly got another great young talent there. Then Pittsburgh traded away Anthony Beauvillier to Washington for a 2nd round pick in 2025. Pittsburgh dumping some of the older players to get some picks to kind of hopefully build back up that farm system too. That's what they need to start doing there, especially with Crosby starting to dwindle, Malkin, and all the others starting to dwindle down as well. Pittsburgh also traded Luke Schenn to Winnipeg for a 2nd round pick and a 4th round pick. So that's huge. Luke Schenn is going to go to Winnipeg, and Winnipeg now is looking even more dangerous when it comes to the playoffs. If they can get it all together, look out whoever they play in the 1st round, because this team's going to run all over them. San Jose traded Luke Cunnin to Columbus for a 4th round pick for St. Louis's 4th round pick in 2025. So just trading a player to Columbus, kind of get a little bit of playoff push and round out their bottom 6 as well, so that'll be good for them. Then Winnipeg also picked up Brandon Tanev, goes to Winnipeg for a 2nd round pick in 2027 from Seattle. So that's going to be huge. Winnipeg needed a guy like Brandon Tanev, so that's going to set them over. Just pay attention to that trade, because that's going to be one that no one really talked about. That's going to be a great one. Seattle also traded Daniel Sprong to New Jersey for a 7th round pick. Sprong and New Jersey should work well together. If he can get back to being that 30 goal scorer, that'll help New Jersey out. Toronto traded Connor Timmins and Connor Dwyer to Pittsburgh for a 5th round pick. Another great 2 young players going to Pittsburgh. That'll help that team out a little bit more and get a little bit younger and help out that bottom 6 and bottom 6 defense pairing too. So great there. Utah traded Shea Weber, Akaru Ratti, and Victor Solstrom to Chicago for a 5th round pick. That's just cap space. Utah's trying to create some cap space to go after probably Marner in the offseason. Sorry, Toronto fans, but they're going to go after him. So, but yeah, that was a trade deadline for this year. It was pretty jam-packed. It was huge. Like a couple big names, but a lot of players too that got traded that really went under the radar and are really going to benefit in other places. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back when I come back from the hockey tournament. And we'll be back on, try and think here, March 4th. So, or April 4th, sorry. So stay tuned. That hasn't come out yet, but it's going to be a fun one. So until then, have a great one, and we'll see you in the next video.